I want to call the May 7th, 2020 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting to order. Commissioner Castlen, it shows you having the prayer and the pledge.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we pause for a moment on this National Day of Prayer, and we ask you to bless our community. We thank you for the blessings you bestowed upon us. We ask you to continue to allow your graces to flow forward to this body as we represent the people, and also, Lord, all those who we represent. We ask you to bless especially those who have lost their jobs during this coronavirus pandemic, and all those who are sick or have been sick or who have lost loved ones, dear Lord. We ask you to bless them with your peace, give them comfort and hope. We pray these things in the name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Let me, before we get our meeting started, which, by the way, is for May 7th, 2020, let me remind commissioners to speak into the mic. We were having some issues with the volume. This is our new system. We think we have it all worked out. David Smith is back in the office kind of monitoring, trying to see how it is. You out in TV land or computer land or however you're watching this live stream, we apologize for any issues, but we're going to get through this tonight. So Jenny,
Yes.
We brought Jenny Warren out of retirement because I was doing such a terrible job keeping up with motions to approve and seconds that we're actually going to redo one this week that we failed to get a motion on. We voted on it, but we failed to get a motion on it. So anyway, Jenny, it's nice to have you back.
Good. Item 1, consideration for presentation of the Owensboro Health Alternate Care and Community Non-Congregate Site Plan.
Commissioners, Andy Ball is at the testing site again today, so he's not going to get here in time to handle this. In your possession is a plan that was put together by several agencies, City of Owensboro, Daviess County Fiscal Court, EMA, Owensboro Health, the Health Department, in consultation with nursing homes and with the homeless shelters. In effect, what this plan does, it's an Owensboro-Daviess County plan that's in place to stand up as a non-congregate shelter site for homeless shelters and or long-term care facilities should they reach surge capacity. Now, we put this plan together back when we were thinking that we're going to have a heck of a lot more folks come down with COVID-19. The hospitals were going to become full. And also thinking that we might end up having what some of our sister counties have had, where we have our nursing homes. I mean, they've got some nursing homes where they've had 50-60% of the folks in those nursing homes come down and needed to be isolated. So we put together a plan that would take the bottom floor of the convention center and actually turn it into 2 areas where we could take those folks and treat them and quarantine them if we needed to. I just put it to most of the cost was going to be paid for by FEMA. The cost for 2 weeks with FEMA's approval would have been a local share of $17,000. So the potential cost would have been $8,500 to Daviess County Fiscal Court, $8,500 to the City of Owensboro. Most of the costs for the nursing homes would be borne by the nursing homes, and Owensboro-Daviess County would split the costs for the homeless shelters. I'm happy to say, as you have seen by all the reports, we are nowhere near the need for this shelter, and I hope that this would expire with us never having to put anybody over there. Anyway, it's just for presentation. You each have a copy. A copy is on display here in our offices if anybody would want to. And I would ask if you have a question for it whenever you see Andy tomorrow or the next in the coming days, if you would give him a holler and with your specific questions. I did have Claude review this and approve it and say it was in order for me to sign. So I'll take any questions, but I may have to refer you to Andy. Questions? Okay, next item, Jenny.
2, consideration for approval, A, minutes of the April 23rd, 2020 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, you all had a copy of the minutes in your possession for some time. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
B, all claims for all departments.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Again, Commissioners, you have a copy of all the bills due and payable by Daviess County Fiscal Court in your possession for some time. Any questions of Jordan Johnson? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
C, county clerk's claim for calculation of motor vehicle and boat bills for 2019.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, you have a copy. The total number of bills certified are 113,176 times 15 cents per bill. That comes to a total of $16,976.40. Treasurer Hendricks reviewed it. He says everything is in order. Is that correct, Jordan?
Yes, sir.
Any question or comment? This is pretty much the same thing we do every year. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
D, Daviess County roadway resurfacing list for fiscal year 2021.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion second. County Engineer Brasher, would you want to go over this for us?
I can. Would you like me to read them out per each district?
Yes, I think that's what we want to do. And Commissioners, as he'll start with the east, then the central, then the west. As he gets done with your district, if you have a question, then just stop him and he'll be happy to answer it.
Okay.
Okay.
Public Works Department is proposing to resurface the following roads in each district. Knoxville Mountain Zion Road from Wright's Landing Road to Winkler Mountain Zion Road for a distance of 1.034 miles. Jack Kenton Road from Kentucky 54 to McPherson Road for a distance of 2.01 miles. Fields Road from Thurston-Dermont to Kentucky 142 for a distance of 2.076 miles. Pleasant Grove Road from Kentucky 142 to King Road for a distance of 0.515 miles. Oklahoma Laffoon from Boston Laffoon Road to Stevens School Road for a distance of 2.049 miles. Roby Road from Monarch Road to the end of maintenance for a distance of 0.525 miles. Calumet Trace from the city limits to Pleasant Valley Road for a distance of 0.954 miles. Crisp Road from Kentucky 54 to Ward Road for a distance of 0.044 miles. Ward Road from Kentucky 54 on the west end to Kentucky 54 on the east end for a distance of 0.585 miles. Total Bridge Road from US 60 to Kentucky 662 for a distance of 1.432 miles. Ditto Road from Kentucky 54 to Old Highway 54 for a distance of 0.110 miles. Peninsula Court from Kentucky 405 to the dead end for a distance of 0.265 miles. That's a total of 11.599 miles in the East District.
Commissioner Koger, any question or comment?
Looks good to me. Thank you.
Okay. Central District.
Central District, Club Grounds Drive from Beach Road to the end of the cul-de-sac for a distance of 0.041 miles. Russell Road from Red Hill Maxwell Road to County Line for a distance of 2.770 miles. Fitz Road from Kentucky 554 to West Marksbury Road for a distance of 2.975 miles. That's a total of 5.786 miles in the Central District.
Commissioner Castlen.
No, sir. Looks good. Thank you.
Western District.
West District, Laketown Road from Keene Road to French Island Road for a distance of 2.009 miles. Steamboat Keene Road from Steamboat Road to Keene Road for a distance of 0.907 miles. Pond River Spur from Curdsville, Delaware Road to Pond River Road for a distance of 0.430 miles. Biddle Road from the dead end to the city limits for a distance of 0.568 miles. Pond River Road from Pond River Spur to Kentucky 500 for a distance of 0.401 miles. Stevens Road from Hayden Bridge Road to Kentucky 279 for a distance of 0.913 miles. Alvey Bridge Road from Hayden Bridge Road to Kentucky 279 for a distance of 1.438 miles. Ronnie Road from Berry Road to Kentucky 56 for a distance of 0.595 miles. French Island Road from US 60 to Laketown Road for a distance of 0.390 miles. And Wayne Bridge Road from Terry Road to Windy Hollow Road for a distance of 2.746 miles. That's a total of 10.397 miles in the West District. That's a total of 27.782 miles for Davis County.
Okay. Commissioner Watson, any?
Did you add Biddle Road to this?
That
Is that
is-
the one that you said was in the wrong?
Correct.
I just remember it wasn't on there because I
It
drove.
was on
all
there, but
over.
a different district.
Yeah. He was trying to get you some extra paving over in Mike's district, I think. And that works out pretty well. East District has 46% of the roads. We're going to spend 44% of the money on his district. Central is 20% of the roads, 20% of the expense, and then the West District has 34% of the roads and they're 35% of the money. Mark, just quickly, we have two different colors on this sheet, and I know the people out there can't see it, but we originally had looked at spending $1.5 million in paving. We actually had talked about going to 1.8, but then COVID comes on, and we thought if we could do 1.5, and that's what we've left in there. We since have lost $250,000 roughly from the state. All these roads are based on us having about 1.5, right? So what we're thinking, the ones that are in white, we know we're going to do those. The ones that are in gold, we think we can get in there because we think that really we're going to be able to buy paving, asphalt cheaper next year than this year. And we may be able to make it all right. Still yet, I would tell you that at 27.782 miles, that's less than what we have averaged the last 5-6 years, but it's a whole lot more than a lot of our counties around us are doing now, so I'm pretty pleased with it. Anything else?
With the rather mild winter that we had, I assume the roads are in pretty good shape.
Mild, I would rather have one deep freeze and we stay under freezing for months versus flirting with the freeze-thaw cycle. So that's what we did this year is we had
Right.
a lot of going below 32s and then coming back up in the day and then going back below 32. That freeze-thaw cycle really does a number on our roads. Our roads are these need to be paved, but we didn't see any fall apart like we did, 4 years ago where we had roads absolutely fall apart.
Right, okay.
The other thing, we had an awfully wet winter, so the wet
Yeah.
winter combined with the temperatures that just hovered around freezing, well, it freezes the water that's there, and it just, but we're in good shape, I think. Commissioner Watson, you drove these roads, and you've seen your roads. I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, I think so. I drove some of the other ones. If we could get this done, this will
Put us in
really
good shape.
I know the West County be in really great shape.
Yeah.
I've been on the other roads, but I've give a lot of attention to the West County roads, and they're in pretty good shape.
Good. Any other question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Jenny, before you go any further, David, how did the sound? How was this?
Yes, everything seems to be we're doing as well as expected.
Okay, that
Seems to
means.
be what?
Doing as well as expected. We had done a test earlier, and this is performing the same way the tests
Okay.
were, which
Okay, good.
we've solved the problem of why some were having trouble hearing us and some not, which was
Right.
based on the fact of one cable being plugged in was causing us to do duplex audio, and some devices can't handle duplex audio. So we solved that one, so.
We would like to get perhaps a little more volume.
But not at the expense of causing crackling.
Right.
So we've got the volume up as well as we can without causing a transmission problem.
Okay. Jenny, next item.
E, Resolution 13, and Supplemental Agreement Number 3 regarding the 80/20 project funding bridges and various county roads.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Mr. Brasher.
Yes, sir. This is an extension of our existing agreement with the Highway Department. This additional money encumbers what we would have this year to do the construction for Jackson Road North, that bridge. So we're just adding that money to the existing agreement so we can complete that project.
Okay. And we do not carry over money anymore. We spend it when we get it because the state, at one time, we could accumulate as much as 3 years. So we could accumulate, and we did, we accumulated $300,000. Then they changed on the middle and they were going to take our $300,000.
We actually captured 2 years when we entered into the initial agreement.
Right.
And then we've added 2
Right.
additional funds.
So any other question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
F, Resolution 14, 2020, and revised agreement regarding county road aid.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Mr. Brasher?
I believe that was a Jim Hendricks.
So we're going to turn that over to Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Judge. This is an annual exercise. It's an agreement between the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural Municipal Aid, and the Fiscal Court of Daviess County that provides county road aid funds for the construction, reconstruction, and maintenance of certain roads and bridges throughout the county. These funds are derived from the state motor fuel tax. This year's apportionment is estimated to be $1,364,981.51. This agreement details the estimate of available funds and how they are to be distributed. I have reviewed it. It is in order, and I would recommend approval.
So that one is about $135,000 difference from the 1.5 that we were anticipating getting.
Roughly.
So that's where a goodly portion of that would come from. Then I'm assuming, Mark, out of this $1.3 million, we're going to take 3% and put it in the insurance fund?
I believe that's what we've always done, yes.
Yes, okay, but I want to make sure it would still come out of this, so that's going to take that down to about 1.3 million even. So that's the 200,000, and then we lost another 10%. The 10% they held back, we lose that for this year, the county road aid. Was that what it was?
I believe that's right. It's
Yeah,
about what that
so
was.
we're down about $300,000 altogether from what we originally anticipated. Any question or comment? Mark, just quickly, would you remind me and the commissioners what we do with that 3%?
It goes into an emergency fund. That is, I believe, all counties except for maybe 2
Yes.
participate in that emergency fund. So if we have a catastrophic failure of some sorts that most counties can't budget for, we can pull from that pot through the cabinet to get that money and use it for those emergency repairs.
Do you know if we've ever done that?
I do not.
Okay. Any other question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
G, Professional Design Services Contract with Axiom for the Landfill Office Addition.
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion second. Is that you, Jordan?
Certainly. The fiscal year 2021 budget includes an expansion to the administrative offices at the landfill. This addition moves the inmate area to the ground floor, eliminates the exterior stairs that access the second floor. It will add interior stairs, new office space, and a conference room. The redesign includes ADA compliancy, and design fees total $15,535. I have reviewed it, and I would recommend approval.
Question or comment? David, do you have anything you want to add?
No, except the standard situation is just because we designed this, we still have to bid it out. The court
Right.
can stop this project at any point in time, but this at least gets us starting down the road of this project.
I think this is probably a needed addition out there. Everybody's kind of on top, particularly when it comes to lunchtime, they're all on top of each other. And
The bigger issue is the safety issue of the exterior stairs.
Yeah.
I mean, during winter time when there's ice,
Right.
it's at the edge of the building, so anything off the building hits those steps.
Okay. Any other question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next
H.
item.
Professional Design Services Contract with Axiom for the East Transfer Station Office.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, second. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Judge, the fiscal year 2021 budget includes new construction of a scale house office at the Knoxville Convenience Center. The current trailer is over 10 years old and beginning to have some structural issues. The design proposal totals $1,800. I have reviewed it and I would recommend approval.
Question or comment?
Is 150 square feet correct?
Probably, it's not going to be very big. It just needs room for the office, because they don't actually have scales there, so it's just a place for him to be with a bathroom. We will also be adding separately, we'll just purchase a
Shed or-
detached garage
Yeah.
to put the backhoe in, because currently we have a piece of equipment that just sits out, and so every so often things go missing.
You know, a 10 by 10 office, pretty decent office, and a 5 by 10 bathroom. I'm assuming we're going to put a shower in there for him in case
I
he...
believe there is going to be a
Yeah.
shower as well.
Okay, good. Any other question or comment? We went out there, we looked at it, and that trailer it's about to come down. So it's a good move. If there are no other questions or comments, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And by the way, this money is coming out of the enterprise fund, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. Next item.
I, purchase agreement with Dorroh family contingent upon satisfaction of all legal requirements.
Motion approved.
I had a motion
Second.
and a second. Mr. Smith, are you going to handle this one?
Yes, this is a proposal to purchase, I think it's about 15 acres. Do I have that, Jordan?
18. 18 acres, yeah.
I handed it to Jordan earlier. It is of a strip pit that surrounds the old landfill, which was used back in the 70s and 80s. Our consulting engineers had suggested back a dozen years ago that if we could ever purchase that lake, it would be a wise move for the county to do that. Just for the hydraulic issue of having the weight of that water up against the old pit wall, make sure that everything stays stable. So the Dorrohs approached us a couple of years ago, and we couldn't quite come to an agreement. And then back last fall, they decided to come to an agreement at the $15,000 purchase price. Unfortunately, it's taken us this long to get the survey done. So we finally are able to bring this to you all.
Commissioners, question or comment? I think that solidifies that side of the old landfill and gives us some satisfaction that we won't wake up someday and we'll have a strip pit that was drained, and all of a sudden we have all the garbage that was dumped 30 years ago exposed again, and we then have to take it and put it in our contained landfill. So, if there are no other comments or questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
J, award the following RFQ 4 2020 HVAC replacement for the courthouse archives and RFQ 5 2020 kennel painting project.
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion second. Jordan, you know the drill, one at a time, and then we'll ask for questions.
Yes, sir. Starting with item 04-2020, this is to replace the HVAC system in the courthouse archives. The current unit failed unexpectedly, and since it serves to dehumidify the area and in effect preserve the documents there, it needs a timely replacement. We received 3 quotes ranging from $7,155 to $8,590 and recommend the lowest quote submitted by Harry Roberts Plumbing and Heating Incorporated in the amount of $7,155 for the carrier for AHU and condenser. I recommend approval.
Commissioners, any question or comment? That system was 30 years old. It used an old style refrigerant, R22, which is no longer allowed, and it's extremely expensive. We went from having to put a pound of refrigerant in every year to this time, how many pounds, Jordan? 10 pounds, 8 pounds of refrigerant, probably at close to $650 for the 8 pounds. It's just extremely expensive. So it's time to put one in, and this is how we make sure that those moldy old documents stay readable and keep the hair on the outside of the covers. Question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
One more.
Aye. Opposed? Oops, sorry.
One more.
Let's take that back. Next item on that motion and second.
RFQ 05-2020, this is to paint all kennel block walls at the Daviess County Animal Shelter. Currently, the number of animals in the shelter is very low, making it an opportune time to pursue the project. We received 3 quotes ranging from $6,252.80 to $19,500 and recommend the lowest quote submitted by Embry Quality Painting in the amount of $6,252.80. This project will be paid for out of donation and bequest funds, and I would recommend approval.
Question or comment?
Somebody's got to ask the question.
Absolutely.
Why is there such a huge difference between the highest and lowest?
We have very little explanation outside of need for work and desire to do this project. It will require pressure washing all of the kennels, and it's dirty work.
Jordan, this gentleman we've had experience with,
Yes,
and the quality of his work and the timeliness.
very high quality.
It's just, this is a young man, I think, that's wanting to get his business established, does excellent work.
He was recommended to us by Sherwin Williams.
Right.
Has done fantastic work every time we've used him.
Now, David, how many animals do we have in the animal shelter right now?
12.
You could count them on one hand.
Yeah, we've got even less now. It's amazing. I don't know where they're going or why they're not coming to us, but
This is an opportunity we can't pass up.
that's correct. That's why we kind of pushed this real quick to get it done, because if we'd have done it 6 months ago, we'd have had to move 100 animals out of the shelter.
Well,
Where would we have moved them?
I don't know. Let's
Mike-
see, Stratford? Is it South Stratford?
North.
Or Parish Avenue?
North.
No, over on North, yeah. Yeah.
I thought Commissioner Wathen's question was gonna be, the question that must be asked is, where do we relocate the animals to
No.
in the meantime? But,
No,
At the other end of the building.
yes,
his
okay.
question is a very good question, and usually, if we hadn't already dealt with him before, I would have, but, I mean, the quality is excellent. I really don't know. So,
We just need to make sure he uses the epoxy paint.
yeah. Yeah. All right, any other question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
K, per bid 28, 2019, purchase one MEC 300E ATA machine with transformer.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second, Commissioners. This is the one that we voted on last time. We just didn't have a motion or a second. And I told Jenny when she brought it to me, I said, "You're nuts," and she wasn't. So
He really said I was nuts.
I really did. So anyway, this is to be used out the gun club. This will give us 2 trap fields, and if you recall, this will give Zach Chris the ability to work with high school trap machines from trap teams from all over this area. Last year, he did it with one, and they were frothing at the mouth to have a place to bring the high school kids. So anyway, any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Now it's official. Jenny and Claude, thank you both.
L, promote Tyler Wilson to Road Department Service Technician effective May 8, 2020.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Mark, I'm assuming that Tyler was a road department laborer, and we had an opening, and he has moved up for a service technician. I assume at some point you're going to bring us a request for a road laborer. Okay. Any other question or comment? Tyler, congratulations on your promotion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next
Yep.
item.
M, second reading of KOC B.50, 2020, 6/2020, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds, Series 2020A.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, as you know, this is the bond that is going to pay a substantial part or portion of the new radio system for all of our first responders. Mr. Hendricks went over at the last meeting. If you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to ask Mr. Johnson. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
3, consideration for discussion, A, other business to be brought before the Daviess County Fiscal Court. I'm not aware of any.
We have none. Jenny?
B, public comments.
David, did we have any public comment?
There were no comments that either regarded an agenda item or issues within the purview of county government.
Okay, thank you. Next item, Jenny.
C, comments by Daviess Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Koger.
Pass.
Commissioner Wathen.
I mentioned our last meeting, I want to mention again about the COVID-19 response fund. Now there are over 100 businesses and foundations have made donations to the fund, and the fund amount is up to $729,000.
That's cool.
It's growing. It's pretty nice. We have funded 29 agencies for a total of $199,000. So it's going real well. I'm still looking forward to seeing some other people come forward and request a grant. So we'll see how that works.
Commissioner, didn't you and I had a conversation that they're kind of looking at the need for more of these funds as we start to get out of this COVID-19 and people are starting to open and move around, isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I do have. I just want to mention the over at the Senior Citizen Center. I'll just remind everybody before the COVID virus, they were average about 900 meals a week, and then at our last meeting, they were up to about 2,600 meals per week, and now they're up to about 3,000. So that's quite a service. About 2,000 of those are Meals on Wheels delivered. So a lot of work being done over there, and a lot of people being helped. So
There are, and I want to take this opportunity, and I was by there. I didn't want to drive up in the parking lot since we're supposed to be social distancing, but I want to take the opportunity to thank the staff and to thank all the volunteers who have stepped up and are helping them, because if there's one thing that's worth doing, that's making sure that nobody goes to bed hungry. So.
Amen.
if I may just add to
Yes,
that.
yes, sir.
They couldn't do what they're doing without a huge number of volunteers. There is just, I don't have a number, but there's a lot of people have stepped forward. They couldn't pull this off with just staff. So
Right.
it's a lot
Wendell
of,
Foster Center, didn't they volunteer their vans to help?
well, they
deliver?
did, and I think they're also, some of their drivers are
Okay.
helping.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, but thank you, just take this opportunity again from Daviess County Fiscal Court, all the citizens of Daviess County, thank you for all those volunteers and organizations for what you're doing. Commissioner Castlen.
The only thing I would like to say is congratulate all those kids who have had a unique school experience, and as they wrap up their school year, and tomorrow I think is the last day, and for all the teachers who have struggled through this, trying to, they've learned a lot, and congratulations to the kids who have survived this new approach to learning.
Think about 2045. So in 2045, the class of 2020 will have their 25-year reunion. I wonder what they're going to be talking about.
Probably that graduation party that they didn't
that
get
they
to
didn't
have.
get to have. Amen with that. Yeah, on behalf of all of us up here, particularly to our 2020 graduates, congratulations. We're sorry that all of this is happening to you. I know when I graduated from high school, I thought I'd been released from jail and was going to have a wonderful time, and then that summer I did, and all of a sudden I went to college and was working my rear end off. But, you know, hopefully later on this summer they'll get to celebrate.
Amen.
Okay. Just a couple of things. I would invite everyone to join me, the mayor, Dr. Dufresne from Owensboro Health, Andy Ball, and Clay Horton. We will have our weekly update on what's going on in the city. If you can't, I just wanted to give you a little rundown. Daviess County Fiscal Court offices and services remain open. Some are on shortened hours or days. The transfer station is open normal hours. Landfill is open normal hours. Animal shelter is on a reduced schedule, so before you would bring an animal out there or come to, although I don't know why you'd come out to look to adopt a pet since we don't have any out there, but just call them. The Operations Center is open normal hours, roads, engineering, and parks. Other Daviess County offices such as the sheriff, the PVA, the clerk, circuit court clerk, and coroner are available by phone for appointment. Claude, I didn't have you typed out. I had to handwrite you in here because I forgot you, as I usually do every year. But your offices, just call. There's somebody manning the phones. The county clerk will be opening for in-person services this Monday, the 11th. Watch their webpage for primary voting instructions. There's going to be a lot of requests. You can request for an absentee ballot. Typically, Claude, I think you had to be sick, you had to be out of the county, but COVID virus, this pandemic, is a reason that you can request an absentee ballot. There will be a absentee voting booth in the foyer on the handicap access side of the courthouse, the 3rd Street side. We're going to set it up where people can come in and vote then. And there will be voting at polling places as well. So it's going to be kind of let's everybody kind of keep her cool, and hopefully we'll all get to vote.
Al,
Yes.
excuse me, Judge, when you were mentioning all the offices, did you
Yes.
mention the circuit court clerk?
I did.
Okay.
Now, again,
Because I know a lot of people had their driver's license expire,
Okay.
and they need to get those.
The driver's license was put on a 90-day, along with your tags, I think, on your cars, they gave you 90 days, July the 15th, I believe. Has it been extended? So there is an extension, but again, if you have questions or concerns, just call that office. There's somebody there, they will answer it. Now, if you have a specific request to speak to one of those elected officials, it may take you a little bit of time for that elected official to get back, but I guarantee you that those elected officials will call you back. I noticed there was an article in the paper today about some elected official that they couldn't get a hold of. Well, I don't know of any of the elected officials in the offices that I just mentioned that if you leave a message, they will get back. Some days I'm here all day, some days I'm here a half a day, the other time I'm out in the county. Some days the commissioners are here, some days they're not. The commissioners are a part-time job and they're working their other jobs. But when you leave a message, they will return. If you call and ask and you're told they're not there, but you don't leave a message, it's hard for them to help you. And that's what we're here. I can speak for these 4 guys, and I think I can speak for all the other elected offices. They want to help you. That's their job. So please leave a message. The parks remain open for fishing, hiking, greenback trails, playground, ball fields, soccer fields, tennis courts are closed. The governor has presented a phased reopening plan that started this week with the medical community. It's called Healthy at Work. Beginning on Monday, May 11th, a group of businesses will open if they're able to meet the requirements. Those businesses are, and I probably, pet grooming, non-essential construction, retail businesses, offices such as, yeah, I saw y'all, it's retail business is not there. There was something else that was, okay, professional services was open. There's a list, and if you'll go to Healthy at Work Kentucky, that list will give you all of those and the date. And it'll also give you the requirements that you need to meet. Now, there's been much talk about having to send in a plan. It's a recommendation. I can tell you on the very bottom of that list, you don't have to send a plan in. Typically, if you have an association, you go to your association and they will have a list of things that you should do. Essential businesses that have been open during this whole time, they don't have to submit a plan. They do have to meet a couple of other requirements. Those are there. Not anything that we haven't been doing here at Fiscal Court. It's been a lot made about the governor's requirement for wearing a mask when you're out in public. Well, there are no mask police that I know of, Claude. The police, OPD is not going to cite you. The sheriff's department is not going to cite you. They all have better things to be doing than citing. But wearing a mask is for, actually, if you wear a mask, then you're protecting your neighbor. If I've got a mask on, I'm protecting Commissioner Castlen. If Commissioner Wathen has a mask on, he's protecting me. If all three of us have a mask on, we're protecting each other. Fiscal Court will continue to provide masks to the business community. These are face masks. The ones we have now are not the MN95. They are surgical masks, the tie type. This week, we provided just under 9,000. We took reservations for 9,000 masks. Prior to that, we had passed out 5,500 MN-type masks. What we were trying to do, the group of businesses that will open on May 11th, we tried to make those masks available this week, the week prior, because masks seem to be, along with thermometers, those are the hard things. People can find the gloves, they can find the hand sanitizer. They're having a hard time finding a mask. The following, next week on the 18th, retail will be open. So I didn't have that right. Retail is next week on the 18th, and churches will be open. I tried to find the guidance that we're going to be recommended. There is no guidance yet, but I'm sure that there will be guidance on the Facebook page at Healthy at Work. I had a Zoom meeting with a bunch of pastors today, all concerned about what they might or might not have to do. Some churches may open on the 18th. Some of them may decide to go to this group of pastors that talked about waiting until June the 1st. Regardless of what you're going to do, you're going to need to have personal protective equipment. We will be providing masks for church personnel. By that I mean pastors, the people that work in the offices, those kinds of things. The parishioners, the members of the congregation are going to have to provide their own masks, and most of them already have cloth masks that they're wearing. On May 25th and next week, and look at our webpage, because we will put the information on our webpage as to how to register for a time to come and pick up masks. We are making these available for businesses that have fewer than 50 or fewer employees. On May the 25th, 10-person social gatherings can take place, and barbers and beauty shops may open. And I have to say, I can't wait for the barber shop to open. Our good friends down on Parish Avenue in particular. Again, the week before that, we will provide another 10,000 masks. Now, if you happen to be a business that is able to open next week and you weren't able to get masks, or you forgot about it and you need masks going forward, you can go ahead and sign up. As long as your business is going to open a week in the future, you can go ahead and sign up. We are not taking repeats. So if you've come in and got some masks, then we're not going to give them out to you again. and we keep a track by business license. Once we've gone through all this, we still have masks, we may do a second round. As I said, I'm hoping like the Dickens that we won't need them. Again, we'll be getting masks out prior to each phase. If you have any issues with unemployment, call 685-8424, 685-8424. That's the courthouse number. Ask for me, and I'll try to help. Now, if you filed for unemployment last week and haven't got a check yet, don't call me because it's taking that long to work through the system. But if you filed back in March and haven't gotten anything, there's obviously a problem. Give me a call, and I will try to get you some help. And as always, wash your hands often, social distance, wear a mask when practical, go to reputable sites for information, and be calm and be safe. And if there's no other business to be brought before Daviess County Fiscal Court, without exception, we're adjourned.